What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on this war. In my opinion, I call it a war between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, right? And I think that people are ignoring that, and they're not really, people have not really been like paying attention to like what's been going on. Like I said in previous videos, this has been going on between Michael Jordan and LeBron James for like 25 years, right? And people were like, man, 25 years. And the thing about it is, because like Michael Jordan hadn't said a whole lot publicly about LeBron James, and LeBron James hasn't gone directly at Michael Jordan. But you got to understand what's at stake here. Like LeBron James, young hotshot ball player, has been coming for Michael Jordan's legacy, right? And so if somebody's coming for your legacy and you have been something that you spend all your life building, definitely there's going to be, it's going to be a war. You know what I mean? Like if somebody coming for your legacy, something that you've been building, you got to think Michael Jordan has worked, he high school, college, pro, all that, everything that Michael Jordan has worked for, all of that stuff, everything, his whole legacy is at risk if he allowed LeBron James to take that, to wash that away, right? And so even though Michael Jordan hadn't said anything publicly, Michael Jordan, like behind the scenes, has been putting pressure on LeBron. Um, he's been, not only has he been putting pressure on LeBron, but Michael Jordan behind the scenes, like he's kind of been like in LeBron James' head, in his psyche, right? He's been orchestrating things um mentally and strategically in ways that sometimes LeBron James didn't even realize like what he was up against, like going against Michael Jordan and trying to tear down Michael Jordan's legacy. People, like to tear down somebody's legacy, like that's really like those are really, you trying to destroy somebody's legacy. That's the ultimate. That is the ultimate when you're trying to destroy somebody's legacy. You know, so like I said, this has been going on for years and years and years, and people really, it's really getting to the point now where it's, and because LeBron James is at a point where it's like he's all in. He's coming down a home stretch of his career. So LeBron James right now feel like I gotta win this, because you got two people's legacy. Now you got LeBron James' legacy that's on the line. Then you got Michael Jordan legacy, who's being threatened by LeBron James legacy, right? And so, so only, and it can only be one GOAT. And so one of these guys is going to lose. I already got my I already know who I think is going to win. But both of these guys are fighting for their legacy, and the legacy is very important. People think, well, it's just about basketball, it's just about, it's just a sport. But Michael Jordan never saw it that way. Michael Jordan never saw it as just a game. And I know that LeBron James famously said that like at one of his press conferences. It's just a game. And that right there, that mentality right there is part of what has hindered LeBron James throughout his career, because you got to, he didn't take, he wasn't as serious. He didn't realize like the ramifications of what he was saying. And he didn't take it as serious as he needed to. Like when you go after somebody's legacy, to destroy somebody's legacy, that's like really, that is that's major. And so Michael Jordan he takes everything really personally as a challenge. People who have watched Michael Jordan like throughout his career, fans knew that. other ball players knew that. People in the media knew that. Like Michael Jordan take everything personally. He quit being friends with Charles Barkley because Charles Barkley made one statement that he didn't like. And so he stopped being friends with Charles Barkley. Um, so when you have a player like LeBron James that said, yeah, I wanted to just get rid of the old 23 and I wanted to shove him out the way and I wanted to take his place. Michael Jordan didn't respond to that, but Michael Jordan took that personally. Um, when he said after that 2016 win, um, when Cleveland won that championship, and LeBron James publicly came out and said, "Yeah, that's when I knew that once I won that championship, that's when I knew that I was the GOAT." Again, Michael Jordan didn't respond to that, but Michael Jordan take offense to statements like that. And he take those kind of statements personally. Michael, and if you look at Michael Jordan, anytime someone has said that, he can be challenged by this person or that person, Michael Jordan took it upon himself to destroy that person on the court. So everybody can know, like Clyde Drexler was no match for Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan went at Clyde Drexler just so people could get that out their mind. Then when they said that Gerald Wilkins was a Michael Jordan stopper, and Michael Jordan just went out and just totally torched him every time he played him, just so people wouldn't, so that narrative wouldn't run. So Michael Jordan just was a maniac. Mike just took all that stuff personally. And so as a young player, LeBron James coming in and to make those kind of statements, not really understanding like what the ramifications are to that kind of statement, and what kind of backlash you're going to get from those statements, kind of really put himself in a position where, like he just put a target. In my opinion, he just made himself a bigger target for Michael Jordan. And I think anybody with common sense could just know that, like behind the scenes, like Michael Jordan has just been orchestrating, orchestrating this war and monitoring this situation with LeBron James. And because he's fighting for his legacy, not only his basketball legacy, but his financial empire that he has built. If LeBron James was to eclipse Michael Jordan, then that means that Nike no longer needs Michael Jordan. That means that the NBA has accepted LeBron James as the GOAT. And so the NBA will they will move away from Michael Jordan and put out the narrative that LeBron James is now the GOAT. Like Michael Jordan has been surpassed, right? And so Michael Jordan understood all that, and Michael Jordan um, was not going to sit by idly and allow that to go on. So that's why, I just been really following this battle between these two guys, Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Like I said earlier, I don't think that LeBron James, up until like very recently, I don't think that LeBron James realized like what he was up against when he was going against Mike. And then by the time LeBron James realized what he was up against, it was it's like, and he realized not only what he was up against, but Michael Jordan has been like orchestrating things behind the scenes for years, even before LeBron James realized he was in a war. Michael Jordan was already on the attack. That is crazy. And most people don't see that, but most people don't notice that. It don't even occur to most people that Michael Jordan, before LeBron James realized that he was in a battle, Michael Jordan was already on the attack. And then, and I explained that in another video that I made about, like this Cold War. But it's crazy. Before you realize that you're in a battle, like Michael Jordan is already, I mean, he has already attacked you, and so that's why I just find this GOAT conversation between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. I just found it to be so I mean, like, so interesting, right? Because like the same thing, can you imagine like at any job, if a young person go into a job and they was like, yeah, I'm gonna work my way up to manager, I'm gonna work my way up to yeah, to general manager or something like that. The general manager, like, I'm not going nowhere. You know what I mean? So so now the general manager is going to do everything he can do to put obstacles in your way. Now he may come at you directly or indirectly. And I think if he come at you indirectly, and you may not even know what you up against because he don't let you know that that's even more diabolical. And that's the road I think Michael Jordan took with LeBron James. He didn't directly go at him, but the whole time LeBron James was under siege and didn't know it. He was under attack and didn't know it. Mike just was orchestrating things behind the scenes that I'm sure probably won't come out. But if enough of it has come out for people to know and notice that LeBron James was fighting the uphill battle from day one, you know, and I just found it interesting, man, and so but that's my take on it with this war. Where you got Michael Jordan and LeBron James. In my opinion, I think Mike gonna come out on top, and yeah. So that's my take on it. With that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.